Welcome to Rygaard Creations. In this video, I will continue with customizing the menu at the top of the interface. First, I will explain how this menu is built. And then, I will show you customizations in the top menu of the custom room Rygaard Creations, okay? Great. To start the customization process, I will need to access the menu.cpp script. So, I will click on this button to edit the current room settings. And in the Edit Room window, I'm going to click this button Edit the Script for the menu. Now that we are here in the menu.cpp script, as you already know, all these functions are responsible for building most of the menu at the top of the interface. But how is this menu built in a contextual way according to the different room types that exist in 3DCoat? For this, there is the main function. This function is the one that will build the menu at the top of the interface, using all the functions of the script, in which each function has specific codes for the formation of its respective menu, okay? And for this top menu to be contextual, showing certain menus according to the different rooms that exist inside 3DCoat, it will be necessary to check or verify which room is being used at the moment, right? Right. Let's see how the main function works to build the menu at the top of the interface, okay? The first two functions, this room settings and room selector, correspond respectively to the small add room of current room settings and the room list menu, okay? The splitter function is used to insert a vertical bar between the room list menu and the file menu. The blank space function will add a small space in the interface, okay? Great. At this point, the main function will start the process of forming the menu at the top of the interface, okay? As you can see, the functions create file menu, create edit menu, and create view menu will be executed. And the result of these functions correspond respectively to the file, edit, and view menus that will be shown on the top menu of the interface for all the existing rooms in 3DCoat. Now, we'll find several if conditional structures that will check if a certain room is being used at the moment. And this way, it will show or not specific menus in the interface, right? Right. This first conditional structure, if not, is new scene means. If it's not a new scene, what does it mean? It means that if the scene has any geometry in the viewport, then the symmetry menu function will be executed. This will cause the symmetry menu to be shown in the interface for all existing rooms in 3DCoat, okay? Next, there is a conditional structure if is in room paint, which means are we using the paint room or not? If we really are using the paint room, then the textures menu function will be executed. And the result of this is that the textures menu will be shown in the interface. Then there is another conditional structure if is in room paint to check if we are in the paint room. And if true, the layers menu function will be executed. So the layers menu will be shown in the interface, okay? Again, another if is a room paint conditional structure that checks whether or not we are again in the paint room. If we really are in the paint room, then the functions freeze menu, hide menu, and paint bake menu will be executed. This causes the freeze, hide, and bake menus to be shown in the interface. Great! Now, if we are not in the paint room, then the main function will go ahead and find an if in the room voxels conditional structure, in which it checks whether or not we are using the Sculpt Room. If we really are using Sculpt Room, then the two functions, freeze menu and geometry menu, will be executed. And the interface will show the freeze menu and the geometry menu, okay? But if we are not in the Sculpt Room, the main function goes to the next if is in room Retopo conditional structure, which means if we are using or not the Retopo room or modeling room. If it's really true that we are using Retopo room or modeling room, then the functions Retopo menu and bake menu will be executed. The result of this is that the mesh and bake menus will be shown in the interface. Great. After the main function has checked which room we are in and defined the specific menus to be shown related to the room being used, then next the functions curves menu, windows menu, scripts menu, and help menu will be executed. The result of this is that the curves, windows, scripts, and help menus will be shown in the interface for all existing rooms in 3DCoat, right? Right. The next step of the main function is the conditional structure if is the bug, which means if we are in the verification mode for a problem or error in 3DCoat. And if that is true, then the debug menu function will be executed. The result is that the debug menu will be shown in the interface, okay? Great. But if we are not in 3DCoat problem verification mode, finally, the main function will move on meeting at the conditional structure if is in room paint, which checks if we are in the paint room or not. And if we really are in the paint room, then the function menu item paint dependency will be executed. The result is that the paint mask conditional functionality will appear in the interface, right? Right. Now that you know how the menu at the top of the interface is built, I will be able to show you two advanced customizations for the custom room that are useful. The first customization I show you is how to change the position of any menu at the top of the interface. Yeah, that's right. I will be able to easily change the order that the menus will appear in the interface according to our needs, okay? To do that, inside the main function, I would just have to reposition the function codes related to the menus I need here inside the script. For example, for usability, I will want to reposition the menus in a way that the menus that I use the most are positioned above the area that I'm working on in the viewport, so that I have quick and easy access. While the other menus that I don't use very often, I will reposition them to the left of the interface, okay? So, for the menu of the custom room, Rygaard Creations, which is the Sculpt Room, I have planned the following customization. From left to right, I will have the menus Help, Debug, Scripts, Windows, File, Edit, View, Symmetry, Curves, Freeze, and Geometry. For the Paint Room menu, I have planned the following. From left to right. Help, Debug, Scripts, Windows, File, Edit, View, Symmetry, Curves, Freeze, Hide, Textures, Layers, and Bake. And for the other existing rooms in 3DCoat, I will not need to customize because after finish customizing the Sculpt Room, which is my Rygaard Creations, and the Paint Room, the menus will be in the correct position that I need, okay? Great. Now, I will quickly do the process of repositioning the menus according to the order I have planned. This process will just be selecting the functions, cutting them, and paying attention to the correct position within the script to paste them in. The first two functions corresponding to the Help and Debug menu are right here, the Help menu and Debug menu functions. I will select them. I'm going to press Ctrl X to cut them, and I'm going to pay attention to the correct location that I'm going to paste them inside the script. As you can see, there's a vertical bar and a space, and the two functions corresponding to this are the splitter function, which is the vertical bar, and the function blank space, which is this space. So I go under the blank space function, paste with Ctrl V the two functions Help menu and Debug menu. Next, looking at the menu I have planned, I have the scripts and Windows menus. Back here in this script, I will look for the two corresponding functions. The function corresponding to the scripts menu is here, the scripts menu function. And the function corresponding to the Windows menu is here, which is the window menu function. Knowing that the two are inverted orders, I'm going to select the Windows menu function here. I will cut it and position it after the scripts menu function. Great. Now that I have the two functions in the correct order, I'm going to select them, press Ctrl X on the keyboard to cut them. I will place them right after the function corresponding to the debug menu, right here. And it is after the closing curly bracket of the conditional structure if is in debug. I'm going to press Ctrl V on the keyboard so that I can paste the two functions correctly in their proper place, okay? For the next menus, File, Edit, View, Symmetry, I will not need to do anything at all because, as you can see here, the functions corresponding to the File, Edit, View, and Symmetry menus are already in the correct location here within the script. Perfect. Finally, for the Rygaard creation custom room, only the curves menu is missing. Yeah, the menus, freeze, and geometry, as you can see here, they are already in the correct location inside the script. So I will look for the function corresponding to the curves menu, which is right here, the curves menu function. I will select it, I will press Ctrl X, and I will pay attention now on the correct place that I will paste this function inside the script. As you can see, there's a symmetry menu, and the function corresponding to the symmetry menu is right here, the symmetry menu function. After the function, I will press Ctrl V, and I have correctly positioned the curves menu function here inside the script. Great! Now, I'm going to customize the menus at the top of the interface related to the paint room. What I will need to do here is just reposition the freeze, hide, textures, layers, and bake menus, since all the other menus are positioned correctly here within the script, okay? Now, I will start the process of repositioning the freeze, hide, textures, and layers menus at the same time, because all the functions corresponding to these menus are here. And the most important of all is that they are right inside the conditional structures of the paint room, okay? So I will start with the freeze menu, and its corresponding function is here, the freeze menu function. I'm going to select it, cut it, and I'm going to paste it into the first conditional structure of the paint room. Great. The second menu, in this case, is hide. So the function corresponding to the hide menu is here, the hide menu. I will select it, cut it, and I will paste it into the second conditional structure of the paint room. Now, for the next menu, it is textures. I'm going to select the textures menu function. I will cut it, and this time I will place it in the third conditional structure of the paint room. And last, the layers menu. I'm going to select the layers menu function, cut it, and I'm going to paste it right below the textures menu function into the third conditional structure of the paint room. Great. The next menu I'd have to make would be the bake menu. But as you can see here, the function corresponding to the bake menu is the paint bake menu function, which is in exactly the right place here inside the script. This means that I have finished customizing the menus at the top of the interface for the Sculpt Room, which is my custom Rygaard creation room, and for the paint room. But I need to tell you something very, very important. All these modifications I made here in the menu.cpp script, which is specific to the Sculpt Room, unfortunately, when I switch to the paint room, all these changes will have no effect. Yeah, that's right. That's because in the paint room, there is also menu.cpp. And so that exactly the menus that I have planned here work the same way. I will have to copy all the modifications I have made inside the Sculpt Room into the Paint Room's menu.cpp file, okay? Great. And to prove that I did everything right here inside the script, I will save this script, close it, go back to 3DCoat and press the OK button to confirm my changes. And as you can see up here, I have done exactly what I had planned here in my menu. I have successfully completed the customization of the top of the interface here in 3DCoat, right? Right. But it's not over yet. I will show you the second customization. Perfect. The second customization I will show you is very simple. But depending on the need to make the interface cleaner, we can hide any menu here at the top of the interface. This means that if there is some menu that is not used, then this menu can be hidden, and in this way make the interface cleaner. Of course, at any time we want, this process can easily be reversed, and then any hidden menu can be shown again in the interface, okay? To do this, I will go back to the menu.cpp script through the button Edit Script for the menu, and be here inside the script. For example, I will go down in the script, and this time, let's suppose that I don't need to use the menu scripts anymore. I don't know why, but I really don't need this menu anymore. So here, inside the main function, I will look for the scripts menu. That's right here, the scripts main function. And right in front of this function, I'm going to press the slash key twice to make this line of code comment out. And now I'm going to save this script, close it, back to 3DCoat and accept my changes by pressing the OK button. As you can see, the scripts menu is no longer visible in the interface. That's it. But since I like to have the scripts menu and I want to have this scripts menu shown again in the interface, so I will go back to the menu.cpp script. And I will again go down there in the script. I'm going to delete or remove the 2 slashes to remove the comment. And that way, the scripts menu will be back again at the top of the interface. To prove it, I'm going to save the script, close it, press OK. And as you can see, the scripts menu has returned here to the top menu of the interface, right? Right. I hope you have learned something new. And as always, I will see you all in the next video. See you there.